All right, everyone, welcome to the next episode on SAP UI5 and Fiori training. In the last episode, we discussed about the concept of creating our CSS for the first time, internal CSS, and we talked about how can the CSS brings the beautification to the HTML content. Once again, I'll just quickly run and show you how beautiful our page looks like. And this also brings you the feature of responsive nature. Responsive nature is nothing but a web design which adapts itself automatically according to the device. So this is what CSS brings to you. And now let's go ahead and talk about the exercise which we have given. The exercise was to bring 3 images in a straight line with responsive nature. So let's get started. Quickly go back. And I'm going to put here 3 images back to back in a straight line. But let's come down and I will be just putting them in the middle of this clear left. And let me put an image tag with src property and with the with some class name classification, and we can give it some class name over here. Now you can wrap around your images also to a div tag, which is what we can do, but also just to show you that we can also do like this. So now I'm going to put some class name, let's say my img, and now I can give an image address. So similar to this, I will be creating 3 images back to back. And now let's upload quickly the images from the computer. So I'm going to go back and say right click, import. Please import from file system, browse and import the images from my file system, please. I'm going to go back to the pictures, and I have a couple of pictures in my computer, which I'm going to add. And I'll say just add this key.jpg. And next one, I'm going to say new, again, import, file system, browse. I'm going to get a fighter.jpg. And the last one, I'm going to get also import, browse. And we're going to get another one. So let's get another image. So we'll get this, let's say mars-nasa.jpg. Superb. So we got three images back to back as part of our package. And now it's time to go and link them. So all of them belongs to the images folder. Now very careful. Many of you will come back saying that Anubha, my image is not working. It's not loading, though I put it correctly. The reason could be case sensitivity. Some people put I small here and I capital here. Remember, it's not going to work. You have to be very careful with case sensitiveness over here. If you're putting I small here in the folder name, your I has to be small here also in the path. This is a very, very, very common mistake which we typically do when we come from ABAP world, especially because ABAP is not case sensitive. And here it is all case sensitive. So sometimes it's very, very difficult to find the reason of failure because you have put the image folder name here, I capital, but here you're putting small. So be careful with that. It's extremely, extremely important. All right. So that's very, very important stuff. So let's go back. So images slash, and I'm going to put keep.jpg. And the next image is fighter.jpg. And the last one is NASA-Mars.jpg. I hope all of them are JPG. Yes, JPG files. So let's go ahead and run this. Come back, refresh. And now you see these images are coming over here. So my NASA Mars image is not coming. Let me just check what's the image name. It's Mars-NASA, not NASA-Mars. Yeah. So I have got my images over here, but still they look, different. They are like very, very, very much different from each other, their size and their positioning. So we need to bring them in a straight line, in a straight position with some spacing between them. We're going to get that very easy. Let's take the class name once again. Go back on the top, inline style, internal style. Let's put the dot to represent that. It's a class name based styling, and then you put your class name. And now I'm going to put first the width and height. I'm going to put width as 250 pixels. And I'm also going to put a height as 250 pixels. And we will also going to say that float. That's what we did yesterday. Police float on the left hand side. Come back and reload. And now you see, wow, you can see all three images back to back in a straight line. What a fantastic view out here. All right. Now my question to all of you, let's see how many of you have studied yesterday's class properly. If I want to bring a space between these images, which property do I use? To bring a space between them, which property? Perfect answer. All of you in a straight line answering absolutely right. All of you correct. Thank you so much for the answer. It's the margin property which we discussed in the last class. And I'm going to add a margin of 5 pixels. And that's it. You're going to get them in a very much straight line right here. Now, coming to the next interesting topic in CSS. It's called pseudo classes. What is pseudo classes in CSS? Very interesting topic. Now guys, whenever I use the word class, don't confuse yourself with the word object-oriented class. In CSS, this is not again a programming language. So there is nothing like an object-oriented class here. So pseudo classes, what are they? Pseudo classes allows conditional styling. For example, style based on events. Like whenever user hover mouse on a HTML element, I want this to happen. Okay. Whenever I click on something, only then it should happen. When I focus on something, then it should happen. So based on conditions, conditional styling, okay, this is what is called pseudo classes. There are a lot of pseudo classes. You can check the documentation. I'll show you some of them. So for example, first of all, what I do is I go back and I mark our images opacity as 40%. Okay, let me do that. Just going to put it here like side by side. Okay, reduce the width a little bit to 150 pixels. so that we can see some of them at least in a straight line. Yes, awesome. So that these are our images. So now what I want is I want to quickly go ahead and add opacity as 40%, 0.4. Yeah. Now refresh. Watch out. These images will go turn little blurred. Oh wow. Look at that. These images are turning blurred. Amazing. But now what I want to do is when I focus, when I take my mouse on the image, okay, I take my mouse on the image, that's a hover pseudo class. How do you achieve that? Come back, use the same tag name dot my img colon and pseudo class name. Pseudo class name is called hover, curly braces, and now you write your coda. So whatever you want to do when user hover on a control which has this as a class name, what do you want to do? I want to change opacity to 100%, which means 1. Please make the entire image visible. And now I reload, come back and watch out the magic. I simply take my mouse on the image and voila, look at that. How beautiful it looks. It gives you 100% opacity for this image. I take my mouse on image and whichever image you take, it will give you that 100% opacity. Fantastic. This is called pseudo class. The magic of pseudo class is phenomenal. This is how they do things on internet, on Instagram, on Facebook. When you take a mouse on an image, that's when it will become appearing. Otherwise, it looks blurred. Let's add some more little nice cute effect. I just add a border of 3 pixels solid red. And now watch out how beautiful it will look. I can come back and, ooh, look at that, man. Fantastic. Look at that. What an amazing view. This is super cool. That's how they do things on internet, guys. They don't do any magic. This is all the magic of CSS. Pseudo classes, guys. What a powerful concept. Now, for example, whenever I focus on my input fields, yeah, you see these input fields. When I focus on my input fields, what I want to do is I want to turn the input field background color to brown and foreground color to yellow. Only the field on which I am clicking actually. Only the fields on which I am clicking, dear friends. So let's come back. All the input tags applying the style. Pseudo class name is focus. Change the background hyphen color to brown and change the color of the text to yellow and change the font hyphen size to 15. Change the font hyphen width to bold and watch out, guys. Come back, reload. Now see amazing stuff. Focus. Whenever you focus on a field, input tag, this time it's a tag based styling, but pseudo class is there, not by default. Now I focus on a field, voila, look at that, it turning brown and the text which I will write is yellow. Oh my God, look at that. This is how they do things on internet. They don't do any magic, dear friends. The moment you focus on a field, that exact field turns into this particular styling. That's the power of pseudo class, guys. Pseudo class. Amazing. Let's go on the top. Maybe I want to change the font on the titles. You can just do that. Very easy. It's called font family. And I'll say cursive. Want to get cursive fonts. Refresh. Arre, look at that. How beautiful they look in these boxes. So it's a text align, font family, font property, font width, font size, and color property. All of this we have seen it just now. Amazing. That's a pseudo class. So that's how you make images fully styled with the opacity property and pseudo classes. Moving next, let's create a fully styled toolbar. So let me ask a question. When you go to our website, anubhavtrainings.com, you will see there's a toolbar on the top. Okay, there's a toolbar on the top on our website. So there's a toolbar out there on the top. So when you open the website, you will observe we get actually a nice toolbar on the top of the website. Actually. So you see the big toolbar over here on the top of the website, this big toolbar. So now if you observe carefully, what do you think this control is of type? On the top of this website, you see this toolbar. What do you think is this control is of type? Any guesses? Any guesses? What do you think is this control? Menu? There's no menu control I taught you. Focus? No, there's no focus control I taught you. Action? No, there's no action control. Tab shift? No. Yes, Chaitanya has got the fastest and correct answer. It's actually an unordered list. Yes. How come, Anubhav, such an unordered list looks like this, Anubhav? Show us. Yes, why not? Let's see. An unordered list can be transformed into a fully styled toolbar. I'm going to come back and I'm going to also add once again the clear of float, and just between the images, we're going to add a UL tag, unordered list. And we put LI tag, of course, under that, and we'll say, let's say UI5, another LI launchpad, another LI we're going to put as maybe S4 HANA, another LI we're going to put SAP Cloud Platform. So let's say we put 4 of these elements. Maybe I can just also go ahead and put here. I will put as Hybris C4. All right, so let me put these content, and now just refresh. You will see a very simple unordered list comes up. How can I transform this gentleman, what you see here, to a fully styled toolbar like this? ऐसा बनाना है इसको, ये चाहिए हमको. All right, this is what we want. How can we turn this to a fully styled toolbar, guys? Very easy. Very, very easy. Watch out guys, watch out the action. So we'll go with the directly UL and LI based styling. So I'm going to go back on the top. We go by tag name right now. So I'll say all the LI which you see, dear friend, curly braces, okay, please bring them in a straight line. Float laga do, seedha. Float left. Bring them in a straight line first of all for a toolbar. And there you go. They come in a straight line because we want them into a toolbar. The second thing, we will say, please change and remove all the styling. So we choose list hyphen style is equals to none. So that this dot can disappear. Yeah, this dot is coming. It want to disappear. Refresh, you see the dot got disappear. Fantastic. Now let's get some padding of about, let's say, 5 pixels. And they will get a little bit of separation now because of the padding. And now you see they got a little bit of separation. Fantastic. It is slowly taking a shape of a toolbar. Ab laga do border. Border of 1 pixel solid black. That's a border for separators. And voila, you see you got a nice little border. 1 pixel solid black border. Up. Now it's time to add a background. And as I have on my website, it's a orange one. Gonna save and refresh. And you see it's an orange one. Now, the next one, I'm gonna add a foreground color for the text as white. Will look good. Let's save it. And wow, you can see. And maybe I want to change now this border color to white only instead of black. Oh, wow. Look at that, guys. Fully styled toolbar on your screen. How did we convert that simple list to a fully styled toolbar over here? Look at that power. This is the power of CSS. Brings the color to the life of an HTML. Without CSS, HTML life is colorless, styleless, right? Like humans do fashion, right? We do fashion shows. We buy expensive apparel, shoes, expensive stuff from the market. Same way HTML buys the expensive shoes, expensive coats, expensive apparels from CSS. This is where they import everything for. Awesome. Look at that. Now, one more thing left over. Whenever I focus on one of these things, one of the gentlemen, what I want is to change the background. No problem. Let's come back. Li pseudo class. Whenever you hover, background needs to change to, let's say, black. Come back, refresh. And now, wow. Look at that, guys. Amazing. Super, fantastic, fantabulous. Look at that. This is called fully styled toolbar. You've got it on your screens. Amazing. We want each item to be clickable. No problem. You can simply go back and add an anchor out there. Anchor dal do usme. Surround this with the anchor so that each item will be clickable. So gonna add an anchor. Of course, you're going to get UI5. And I'm going to take it to the Anubhav Training's UI5 training page. So I'm going to put that address in a second. And let's add the ending anchor tags. Awesome. And now we're going to put HTTPS anubhavtrainings.com and our SAP UI5 and Fiori training page. Okay, like this we can put all the training pages. So SAP Fiori training, that's the page it will take us. And then S4 HANA, it's also the ABAP on HANA training. So likewise, it will take you to the different pages. We refresh. But now you see, due to links, what has happened here? Due to these anchors, it has got you these blue colors. That doesn't look nice, yeah? So we need to also change the style for anchors. So we'll come back and we will also tell the system to remove the anchor styling. Basically, we don't want these anchors to be in this format, yeah? So we may have to change the anchor style. So what do we use to change the anchor style? So we have to just see. So now, okay, before that, let me also just add any anchor, random anchor over here outside. A random anchor, say click here. And this anchor. So I just also add a random anchor. Yeah. So I add a random anchor and I add also anchors here inside. So now what I want to do is these anchors which you see inside this list, this toolbar kind of stuff, I want to bring them, I don't want to see them with underline. So I can simply go back on the top and I will say all the anchors, listen to me. Please change your text decoration to none. Don't decorate yourself. Refresh. And now I see all the decoration is gone. And I will also change the color back to the white. And maybe I will change the font. Hyphen weight is bolder. And I'll just refresh. And now see how it looks. But hey, hold on. Look at that. Due to the change in the toolbar anchors, it is also affecting these gentlemen. Right? Because ultimately this is also anchor. And you did styling based on tag name. Sare tags ko affect karega pure page mein. Entire page wherever you have anchors, it will affect them. So what do? We don't want these gentlemen to get affected. We want only the anchors which is inside LI to be get affected. So inside list item, whatever anchors are there, only them we want to affect. Everybody, have you understood the logic to make sure that only the anchors inside the list will be affected. This is what we want. We don't want every anchor on the page. We want only the anchors which are inside the li to be get affected. How do we achieve that? How do we achieve that? Very easy. Go back. In this anchor, before this, just put li, space. What does this mean? This means any anchor inside the li. It means it's a child actually. Li, first it will check for all the li. It will then check all the anchors which are inside the li. And if you observe here, our anchors are inside the li. So it won't touch this anchor because this anchor is not inside an li, but this anchor definitely is inside the li. So this is how you apply styling on a child elements by putting a space. So parent space child tag name, and it will apply the style. I hope you are all clear. Please answer in chat window. I refresh and now watch out. Wow, look at that. This one didn't change, but this one is still back to its normal state. That's how you do child element styling with the help of CSS. I hope this is clear. How do we make sure that only the child of a certain thing will be affected? You can also put class names here, of course. So again, guys, I repeat, it's my duty as a trainer to teach you all the techniques. It's my duty as a trainer to teach you all the techniques. It's your choice. You want to do what? I can achieve the same example with the class name, right? You can achieve the same with the class name also. Who stops you? Nobody stops you. Go ahead. You can. You can. I'm not saying you cannot do that. I just taught you another technique. Okay. If there are multiple LIs, then you can put a specific ID also. Suppose there are multiple LI. Then in that case, you can put ID of the exact LI which you want to target. Exact one. Whatever exact one you have, you can give an ID to that. Now all that, it will target exact that LI, and you don't need this LI then. You make sure that for this exact LI, all this. So what I do typically is I will take this exact and I'll put it at UL tag level. Here I'll put the ID as exact. So now what I'll do is, even though there are other UL, other LIs on the page, it will exactly target my UL first of all with the exact. So you see that's the ID based styling. So find the exact with hashtag. It finds the UL. Inside that UL find the LIs. Inside that LI find the anchor. And then it will apply this style. So all the other ULs and LIs on the page will not get affected at all. Refresh, you get the same result. Of course, user will not notice, but you know what you have done. You made it absolute bulletproof, exact targeted style you have done with the help of child elements. Awesome. Now it's time to come back to our table example and let's see how can we add some styling for our table content. Today's class is very interesting. You can see a lot of coloring coming up on the screens. I love colors. All right, table. We have created a table in the past, table header and table body. I'm going to add a table of fruits. So let me add a table record in the table header, table heading. And you're going to put here fruit name, color, and maybe just say, maybe just put two things, or maybe, yeah, color. And we'll say type. Superb. And now we're going to repeat this table record over here with the table data. So table record one by one will have multiple table record, table data, table data, table data. So going to come back fruit name. What is the name of the fruit? The name of the fruit, let's say apple. And we have the color as red. And the type is alkaline. It's an alkaline food. I'm going to put more fruits. So maybe just put 3. And I say orange. And orange is orange. That's funny. All right. And then this is citrus. And then let's put banana. It should be the green and yellow. And this is also alkaline. Awesome. So we got a beautiful table out here. Let's refresh side by side. Yeah. But this is not as beautiful as we think. You remember the last class, some people were asking Anubhav, how can we get those horizontal and vertical separated? Today is the right time. I give you the right dose of antibiotic so you will understand the things. So how do we bring some kind of style over here? So what I'm going to do is I will say, go back and put on all the table data a border. Let's go back on the top. And I'm going to put all this TD. And please put a border of 1 pixel solid black. And I'm going to refresh. And there you go. You can see how it looks. Yeah, this is how it looks. Now we want also this for table heading. So I can go back and say table heading. And I say border 1 pixel solid black. And you can come back for table header and you see this how it looks. But hey, look at here. You are actually duplicating the code. This code and this code is identical. Both are identical. You are duplicating the same code. Yeah. You are duplicating the same code. Should not. Right. You should not do. Never ever. Ideally never. Right. Ideally never. If you're doing a good design, you should never. What do we do if you want to apply same style on 2 different tags? Very easy. Very extremely easy. Simply go back, put comma, table heading. That's it. Bye-bye. 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 Remember, don't put a space, put a comma. Space matlab child element pe jayega, like this one. It will go to child. It will look for child. But this one is both are equal. Both are equal. They are siblings. They are not child, parent, child. They are siblings. So now refresh, you're going to get same result, of course. Yes. But hey, this is still doesn't look like a beautiful table because borders are nearby each other. It doesn't look like a table. All these borders are next to each other. So what we want is we want to go back and say table. And we say, hey, please, all the nearby borders which you have, kindly mix them up. And that's called border collapse property. So we say, please add this border collapse property and into collapse mode. And then, oops, it's not working. What is this property name? Border collapse or border collapse? What is the property name? Border collapse property. Let me just cross check. I forgot the property name, which is okay. I can go back and check the border collapse. CSS. And we can just find out what is the property name which collapse the border. So you can see BORDER, am I spelling correct? BORDER, collapse, COLLAPSE. My spelling is incorrect. You see, it was incorrect. Collapse. All right, now I'm going to come back, refresh. And voila, there you go. You can see all of these are collapsed together and they give you beautiful table view. Fantastic. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to add a background color for table headings separately. So all the table headings in line, please change the background color to brown with the color as white with a font family as cursive fonts and a font width as 12 pixels. I can come back, refresh. And yeah, this is how it looks. Looks good. Now that's your table. This is how your table is built. You have table heading and table body. Now what I want to do to make the table more readable, look at this Excel sheet. When you come to Excel sheet and you ever insert a table, you see a beautiful feature. What do you think? What's so beautiful and amazing about this table in Excel or Word or PowerPoint? Yes. What do you think so beautiful about this table? What do you think? Exactly. The alternate row colors that increase the readability of the table. Right. What is this called? This is also known as zebra coloring. All right. Zebra coloring, every alternate rows, even rows and odd rows, they have different colors. Looks much, much better and readable, your content. All right. So let's go ahead and experience how can we achieve that with CSS. And guess what? For this to achieve, we need to use pseudo classes. Exactly. We need to use pseudo classes. Let me go back and show you how can this be turned into this kind of zebra colored table. Very, very easy it is. I go back and I'll say all the table rows, whichever pseudo class is nth child, all the even childs. Then table record, nth child, all the odd records, and we're gonna put here the content. So I'll say background is white, and this one background is let's say lime. Okay, lime. Now even an odd child of table rows, TR tags, table rows, guys, watch out. Refresh. Voila, look at that, how beautiful it looks. Zebra coloring. Maybe you can add more fruits to see it more better. I'm going to add 2 more fruit records. So banana, pineapple. Pineapple is yellow and best for your skin. It's a citrus quality. And then comes is, let's say, lychee, my personal favorite. And that comes in reddish color, a little brown color. And this is also comes, I guess, as citrus or neutral. Awesome. Let's refresh and wow, look at that. How beautiful the alternate row color looks like. Thanks to CSS. CSS has brought color to the life of HTML. Without CSS, impossible to bring this coloring. Without CSS, impossible to bring the styling. So whatever beautification you see on those files, on the internet, those web pages, those websites, they are all because of CSS. All of them are because of CSS. Cascading style sheets, guys. Cascading style sheets. You can also check the DOM, and then you can also investigate the CSS for more details of every page. So let me show you. I'm going to come back. I press F12. And now I can go to the console. Elements. And here, if you just select any of these elements, you see this is your DOM. DOM is very important, guys. Never miss the DOM. And you can come back and just check here something called properties. Okay, style, sorry. And you see this is the style property, table, border collapse, we have set it, right? So for TR, you see we have set the color as lime, nth child, odd child. We have put that, right? So this is how you can always check this property. You can uncheck here and you see the color is turning to aqua. I check it again, you see on the UI, you can directly see those changes because browser understands CSS directly like HTML. Yes. So you make a change in the console, in the element section, and it immediately affects that change over there on the UI. Fantastic, guys. And you see your box model. This is your actual content. This is your border size. That's how you can see the box model also over here in the style section. So all of these things you can always observe in F12. It's your best friend. Element section, which tells you about the DOM. This is your complete DOM of the web page. You have got a style code, you have got ULs, you got list items, those links out there. which we had put. You can just test those links if they are working fine. You can see it's taking us to the UI5 course page on the anubhavtrainings.com. So this is how you can always go and explore the DOM. Many times people in your company will tell you DOM is not proper. There's an issue in the DOM. DOM did not render properly. You can always go and investigate the issues with the help of DOM. DOM is very supportive and very helpful and very powerful concept. So that was about the CSS pseudo classes and also fully styled table control, which you guys were asking me like kind of in last class. But since we did not reach this chapter at that time, I could not show you at that point of time. Yeah. When the right time comes, you get the right dose. Trust me, we will not leave any stone unturned. I will show you everything. This is my duty, and we'll see multiple ways of doing things. It's your choice. You can apply them. As a trainer, it's my duty to teach you all the variations, possible variations, so you can go back and try them out in your system with utmost high expertise. All right, now what I'm going to do is quickly, I'm going to remove this complete style code from here. Bye. See how much we have coded. Control X, I'm going to save this. Now, when I refresh, you will see how bad the page will look like. It looks like an orphan. You see, it looks so dirty. Yeah, everything got disturbed here on this page. Nothing looks beautiful. Looks very dirty. Now, what I want to do is I want to take that style code in a separate file altogether. Separate file. I don't want to write my style code over here. I want to modularize. So one dedicated developer can work with one file. Another dedicated developer can work with another file. Clarity in the responsibility when you modularize your code. You can have clear responsibilities defined that, hey, you will take care of all the CSS. You will take care of all the HTML. That's how you can distribute the work if you have modularization. So I'm going to come back and add a new folder. You can do that directly. You can add a folder. My choice is going with a folder. And in this, I'm going to add a file. And I say my css.css. Remember, extension has to be .css. And now paste that entire code, which I've cut from there over here. We got this entire code over here, my friends. All the CSS code, I've pasted it over here. I'm modularizing the code. Now, when I go back and run the page, do you think it will run or not? Who will tell me, do you think when I refresh this page, will it work or not? Will it work or not? No. Why? Why it will not work? Why it will not work? I'm asking a question, very important question. I'm expecting an answer. Yes, you're right. There is nothing like magic. What an answer. Deepak has got the fastest answer and Rohit Sharma. These two people have got the exact answer I was looking. Nothing like magic, guys. It won't get you automatically. You got to connect it to your HTML page. So the CSS code is now separated out in a different file. You have to connect them. You have to link them. For that, since you all says linking, I would use a link tag. That's how you link them. And you will put the type as CSS. And we'll say relation type is a style sheet. What type of relation it is in the link? It's a style sheet link. And what is the SRC, the source? Please tell me the source of this link. And the source is in my CSS folder / my CSS.css, the complete source. I hope you are clear. How do we link a CSS file which is separated it out? And now I'm going to come back and just quickly try a refresh on the page. And not working. I think I did a mistake. This is href, not src. Come back, refresh. It's still not working. Look at that, guys. So type is text / CSS. Relation type is style sheet. href CSS / my CSS. Why it's not working? Did I forgot to put an ending tag? Is that the reason? Yes, I forgot to put an ending tag, guys. I put that now, and voila, you see all your action is back. So if I have to give a design guideline to anybody, I can simply deliver my CSS file. And anybody who understands CSS, they can create the boxes with this class name, box content with this class name. They get this for free. They get the same styling for free. That's a complete reusability. I can deliver this file as an internet resource, and people can just use my CSS file to build their websites. They don't have to recode the CSS. That's the beauty. That's how Facebook does. If you ever build a Facebook plugin or Facebook related chat or Facebook related tools and apps, Facebook apps, you might have seen Facebook apps. So if you ever want to build, Facebook give you a CSS file, you use that in your project, and then you build, you get all that theming experience of Facebook, like white and light blue. The Facebook experience, you have white, light blue, that you're going to get it for free because Facebook gives you a CSS file. And this concept is called external CSS. Yes, all your code is separated in a separate file. It's called external CSS, guys. External CSS, that was our last topic on CSS. External CSS, when we deliver a CSS as a separate file and link it to load the ready-made code, it's called external CSS. This linking was done by what? We use link tag for same. Everybody, I hope you're clear what is external CSS. Now coming to one question which you asked me yesterday, how do I align my input fields vertically? Okay, look at here. Answer is here on your screen. You need to play smart. See, your table columns are already aligned. They look beautiful. What we're going to do is we're going to put here a table, and inside that table, I'm going to put my content. Nesting, because table gives you that alignment, and if you use the table control for the alignment, that's the best thing you can do actually. Let me go back and show you the experience. How can we achieve the alignment of these input fields with the help of hidden table behind the scene? So let's come back, and I'm going to come down to extreme bottom where we have these things. So in the form, I'm going to add a table, and we don't have a heading. So we directly have a table body, and then we have table row. Each table row will have table data and table data. So how many fields you have, according to that, you can create table rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to create these many ones. And what I'm going to do is go back and pick up this first label, bye-bye, and put it here. Pick up this input field, bye-bye, and put it over here. And then say bye-bye, and put it over here. And then say bye-bye, the second div, and I'm going to put that inside here. And then I'm going to say bye-bye to the street, and we're going to put that here. And then this input will come here. And since the street has 2, so we're going to add another additional TD here. And then I'm going to go back to city, bye-bye, and I'm going to put an input over here. So we are actually putting it inside a table. Table is going to structure your content as if the table is used to do. This is natural for table. And that's how we're going to get this content is structured properly. Contact, input with the type property, and just it is, and say bye-bye to all those divs. And you see, got a beautiful table structuring your content. Come back and reload your page. Reload. Why I cannot make it bigger? And just reload. Watch out here, this bottom one. And look at that, man. Guys, you got a beautiful styling. And see, just because you had this table and the above one was also table, you got the same style applied here. We don't want this to be getting affected. This table, we don't want to get affected because of the above table style. Since you applied a table level style on TRs, it's affecting everybody. What I do is the solution very easy. About table given ID to this gentleman, given ID, and I can say my tab, or I can say fruits tab. I'm going to take this fruits tab. I'm going to go back on the top and over here. Oh yeah, we moved it to CSS. And jahan pe bhi table hai, just put it as a child. Yeah. So all these guys goes with the child. So now I say hashtag my fruits tab. Only in the fruits tab you apply these styles, please. Don't do it anywhere else. All the childs of fruits tab only should get affected with this style. Nobody else. Please don't do that. I'm going to save it. So everywhere now this table related, only the fruits tab childs are going to get impacted. And I'm going to come back and refresh. Watch out. Voila, see your input field alignment looks pretty nice and beautiful. That was the answer of your question. When the right time comes, you get right dose of antibiotic. That's the right thing. Otherwise, it's not going to help you. It's going to confuse you. Okay. These allies are not on the left as others. Why? Which allies are you talking about? Which allies are you talking about? Oh, this one, these allies. So here you may have a padding property. You can make the left padding 0 and it will come extremely on the left corner. You can make the left padding 0 and this will come as a toolbar. Okay. That's how you can change it. Okay, next question. I'm done with today's session. Time for your question one by one, please. No questions? All right, let's give an exercise then for today. So what you need to do, exercise guys. Design a table for IPL with following columns. So we have to put the table for following columns, team name, captain name, and then say supporters, t-shirt, color. Okay. For example, I use KKR. Okay. Who's the KKR captain? Saurav Ganguly. He's the captain of KKR. And the t-shirt color is, I think, blue. I don't know. I don't watch cricket much. So you can put like this. And then maybe put CSK, Chennai Super Kings. Captain is, let's say, Mongia. And then the t-shirt color is, I guess, yellow. I'm not sure, guys, too much. It's been a long time. Not watching cricket anymore. So that's how you have to build a table. Now, what you need to do is you need to apply also pseudocode to bring alternate row color. This is an exercise for all of you. We will extend this later in the next session with more features. That's a table you have to design. Okay. Is there any setting in personal edition to display image? No, there is no setting. It will always show as a binary data. You cannot display the image directly in Web IDE. That's not possible. Okay. It's not possible. You just have to, you will only get as a binary data. You cannot visit or visualize the image after uploading. That's not possible in Web IDE. Can we get numbering of rows in a table? No, we cannot. It's not an ordered list. But what you can do is you can probably put the number as hard-coded value itself, or you can calculate using JavaScript. So that's something our next unit. Very interesting, powerful chapter on JavaScript. The weekend is here. You have next 2 days to prepare well with whatever we have learned. Just review the videos, review the content, exercise everything. And then from Monday, we'll start JavaScript. There are 2 chapters on JavaScript like this. And there will be 1 chapter on jQuery. That's going to be very, very interesting and very powerful. So stay tuned. Monday's class is going to be little longer in a while, because we will be talking some most important concepts of JavaScript, which is going to be the backbone for our development. And don't panic. You don't need to learn any Java at all. There is no Java required for this course. Again, I repeat, Java and JavaScript are completely different in their design, flow, and purpose. Yeah, so you don't need to learn that. How many pseudo classes, class names are there? I think around 12 to 13 are there. You can check on the w3cschools.com. So CSS file we can put in all other, our style over here. Yes. So CSS file is where you can put all your style code and then link it later point of time. Some people says they are facing CSR of token issue. That's okay. You can ignore it. Just restart your web ID in administrator mode and that's it. You ignore that error. Continue with your web ID. It will work fine. Okay. Even though it shows something, don't read this console. You will get confused. Just ignore it. Okay. Now, and how do you remember which properties are possible? It's come with practice and trying out multiple examples. When I started my learning on CSS HTML, I used to practice a lot. A minimum 7 to 8 hours of sitting was there in the night after coming out of office. I used to come out of office, go for exercise for 45 minutes, 1 hour running, jogging, whatsoever. Then come back, get relaxed a little bit, finish my dinner by 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock, and then go for sitting around 7, 7:30. And then for next 7 to 8 hour continuous sitting with a water bottle putting on my table, keep drinking water as much as you can, and then a continuous back-to-back sitting for 7 to 8 hours, and this continued for 2 to 3 months continuously without a break with highest level of sacrifice. And this is what made me remember these properties and writing down every single thing to the notes. I still have that notebook which I have kind of prepared it in year 2014. It was chilling winters of Delhi in somewhere around December 2014 is when I had done that. I still remember that time. It was truly a kind of, truly a sacrifice time. And in fact, that continues, and that has what made me a perfect person. That has improved me. That has helped me to become a better person in life. And yes, it will happen, but it needs hard work, sacrifice, and persistence, and of course a great determination. These are all things which are success formulas which I've tried on myself, and they worked out pretty well. And I'm sure if somebody else wants to become like Anubhav, this is what the success formula. There's no shortcut. There's no shortcut which I could imagine. It's sheer hard work and a sheer commitment. So that's the difference between commitment and promise. Promise is what you make to somebody else, but a commitment is what you make to yourself. So commit today this thing, which means you're committing to yourself, because who can stop you to being successful? It's only you, nobody else. Other people are just excuses. So stop giving excuses and start trying hard to work on your life. Just 2 months of this time I need from you guys, and you will see a great transformation. When people will come and sit on your desk and ask for your help, that is the time you will feel proud on yourself, on your hard work. People will be rushing behind, yaar, help kar de. Please, yaar, you are an expert. Please help me. So that is what gives you an inner satisfaction at your work. Your work life, it spends most of the time of your life actually. Your work actually, what you do, you go to office, come back. That time is actually majority part of your life. And the true way you get satisfaction there is building the expertise. Right expertise. That's when you get this true sense or true fulfillment in your work. Otherwise, you just keep roaming around. One day some technology, tomorrow there's some other technology, which is what happening in the world. Everybody running behind machine learning. They are just yelling and nobody knows where are we going. And this was the situation kind of a year back with the concept of IoT. Everybody IoT, and now nobody says IoT. And everybody yelling machine learning. And tell me, let me be honest with you, after 1 or 2 years, you will see nothing. Nothing comes out actually. And that's the reality. I've seen it. SAP field, you are the luckiest person to be SAP field, because this is an evergreen field. These things are going to be lasting for long. UI5, Fiori, ABAP on HANA, CDS views. These are core concepts. These are core things for running the system, get going. These things cannot die so easily. Other fancy things, they will come, they will go away. You will get confused. You keep changing your technology, you not become an expert at the end. But these things are real investment areas which you must have as part of your resume. You will always find a good job nearby your area. Thank you so much. With that, it's a wrap. Happy weekend to all of you. Catch you up on Monday morning. Have a nice day. Goodbye.